good evening everyone and welcome to another Army Cycling E-Race series, the Winter 26 series. I am your host once again, Kevin Ozzy Osborne, providing commentary for the final race of the series. This time round we are at Ven-10, which yes, is probably not going to be very popular, but it's a good course. Well, it's a hilly course for those climbers. So far we've had a relatively flat race. So yeah, we are bringing a hilly one like we normally do for the end of the race. So yeah, Ven-10, nothing much really to say about Ven-10 apart from the fact that it's 10 kilometers and it's part way up the Ven-top route. So yeah, that is the crack really for tonight. If you are watching, drop us a comment, say hello, let us know what if you're riding, if you're not riding, and all that kind of jazz. We are going to try and capture everyone today and flip through all the riders and just see what the Zwift powers at B will allow us. But to give you an idea then, while we're waiting for the race to start, we're going to be watching the ACeRS to start with. But just give you an idea then regarding point-wise for the core standings. And remember, the top 7 riders from across all the categories contribute to the core standings. So, yeah, we have the infantry leading currently with 3127, Royal Signals 2800. Font is very small. 2794 for RLC. So very close there between the Royal Signals and the RLC for that second and third spot. The Royal Engine, no, sorry, AMS is next with the 2565, so a little bit off there. So still all to ride for. I'm sure we'll have plenty of opportunities for riders to score well as obviously finishing positions today. There will also be scored upon their actual for the competition as well, based off their finish. So yeah, that is kind of the crack. A few little issues with the scoring and stuff like that, which will get fixed after this race. Just I think a small little problem, but nothing really to worry too hard about. So yeah, that is kind of it in a nutshell really. What we about a minute to go I think before the A start. So yeah, we're gonna buckle in and hope for a good race. I say race, it's a time trial obviously, so therefore well, let's catch the riders are gone already. Missed them. There we go. So the cats are already gone. And off we go. We've got about 15 riders in the ACAT pen. Jay Parks, Icky Herbert, Simpkins, Johnny Simpkins again. Just to name a few. I think the would help if I actually was on the right one. There we go. There we go. It's typical Aussie fashion, talking while the wrong screen's on. So yeah, here we go. We're off. So people obviously, this race should anyway. Everyone should see everyone, but yeah, it's not like because it's not a circuit, and it is pretty much all the way up. The idea is to give riders the opportunity, so that if they do get dropped from, like say, the B category, for example, C category will continue on and so on and so on. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see for sure. As the C category, no, sorry, the C's, the A's start off, and we've got Ant Allnut already going crazy for a strong start there, and I'm not sure if that's just him trying to already break the legs of riders, so that potentially when it comes to actually the trickier part of the course, he's got a bit of life in his leg, or not a life in his legs, but everyone else is tired, and therefore yeah, just enough time to. Are you have you just jumped in on the race, have you, Carl? Warm up done. There you go. So Ant's just maybe just giving himself a warm up. Maybe just last say I've gone off you. All right, just enough time to say I've gone off you, Aussie. Thanks. Yes, granted. It's a little bit of an early course today. I'm not going to lie. But it's in typical ACeRS fashion that we normally end on a hilly one. So, you know, it's and for riders, it's a chance to actually get an understanding of their, because essentially you're doing kind of like an FTP today. So it is an opportunity for riders to actually get a bit of a feel for how much fitness they've gained over this series. So you know, they started off with a time trial for race 1, and now they're going for almost like a hilly time trial. So that's, you could look at it like that, Carl. You know, so yeah. But hopefully you have a good race, mate. We'll try and find you as we work our way down the line. But yeah, so currently with the ACats, we got Dickie Herbert and Johnny Simpkins there, just measuring each other for now. Potential is already stretching out a little bit. Mike Goff, there he is, winner of last week's race. Famously, when a few riders were asking for people to start doing some of the effort, Ozzy said I could do it in reverse. Sorry, I'm just reading the other chat there. Oh, it's gone now. Phil Carr saying that I gave him permission to do it in reverse. Yeah, so Mike Goff, anyway, last week was the winner for the ACats. Yeah, basically, famously was some riders weren't impressed with certain other riders not taking their turn, and then Mike just dropped the hammer and said goodbye to everyone. And then had a solo win for that race. But still, it was an interesting finish for the 2nd and 3rd and 4th spot, respectively. So yeah, and here we go. So we're going up to kind of those that are familiar with at least France in the world of Zwift. They're kind of coming up just to the top of the Petit Com, where unfortunately they don't turn left. They will be just continuing on, as you can see from the graphic of the map. Essentially, they are riding to the first red flag on there, not the blue flag. The blue flag is the Ven-10 finish itself. This is just the 10 kilometers of that. But some of the riders now have caught back on. We've got Dickie Herbert, I've already mentioned. Ian Evans there as well. Not seen much of Ian this series, so yeah, it's good to see him about. Joe Purbot there, Ski in the monster group. Like I said, Mike Goff, we've already mentioned. Jay Parks, JB there, and we've got D Neville. Unfortunately, has already been dropped from the main group itself. Maybe he's had a technical or something that's caused some issues there for him. So let's look over to the Bs then. So our Blizzard, Royal Engineers, leading the way up, and they're still there. Craig Scott, Russ Miller. Russ, in the last 2 races, was entertaining things definitely in the last couple of kilometres, and unfortunately didn't. Well, I think he came 3rd still in the sprint, but again he was able to. He was entertaining for sure. John Grimsdale there for Royal Artillery in amongst the pack. It's raining. You know who you are now. Hines. Ah, yeah. There's the feather. Unfortunately, no power-ups today. So, yeah. And then a few other riders there just already kind of being dropped back. Now, yeah, unfortunately, we're a couple of kilometres in, so they've got 8 to go. I know that I would be definitely around the back of this group here as well, for sure. So, yeah, what we're going to try and do is see if we can find some of the other cats while we're doing it. We can work our way down to the seas if it will allow me, which it won't currently. So just give me a second. Problem when I'm on my own, gotta do some talking and stuff to the stream at the same time. So hopefully though we'll get somewhere soon. Just need to find some Swifters in the Sea Cats, and then we will be on our way. Just give me a moment. Right, let's go. So I'm just doing that there. Just noticed there, Pete Brunton is already managed a 4-second gap here. Oh, Pete Brunton, sorry, our Blizzard is already making a 5-second gap already on that lead group, which is impressive for sure. Then we've already then kind of got a bit of a divide. If we're just quick, no, hang on, where am I? Fan view, Pete. Go. Second, just to sort stuff out. So yeah, we've got our Blizzard there for the B Cats. Currently kind of having a nice strong start, and already managing 8 seconds now on the pace. So hopefully for himself, he will still be able to keep that going. So we're only 3 kilometers in. I say only as if it's like not much, but yeah, we've got then. So where are we? We are going to stream 2. There we go. So C Cats, S Harris, K Hagelberg, Maguire, Hannah Sheen just sitting there as well. May have missed. Who else we got? Angela Laycock in amongst the group. Not sure if Angela had a technical last week. She was racing, started the race last week, but then did have, unfortunately, I think a technical or something because she wasn't in the final position. So B Baracus, no relation. J Harris. So again, C Cats have started to spread out a little bit. As we're working our way down, got a few little kind of groups. Jock Murdoch there. There you go, Carl. There you go. You're in with this group here, sitting in around the 20th spot. Just coming up to the start, or the what would be the end of the Petit Com. So yeah, there you go. Just let me want to see something now that I've done that. Am I able to the riders or not? I am. Okay, cool. Right, yeah. So because I've done that, I should be able to do this. Right. We're just going to then stick ourselves back at the top. See there that we've got Mike Goff currently leading, or currently with a group of 3 riders. Dickie Herbert, they've managed 10 seconds on them currently. Dan Collins just sitting there with Joe Purbach. And Ian Evans there as well. And amongst that kind of chasing pack of a couple of riders. And just give me a second. I'm just going to find some riders over in the D-Cats. I don't know there's many riders actually. Not sure if that's live. That doesn't look like there's many. Which is unfortunate if that's the case, but let's see what we can find. Just give me a second, team. As we go up, up, up. Okay, yep, so in with the, if I switch over, to the D-Cats. There we go. SB, which I believe is Sarah. I forgot her surname. I know that she had a triathlon, I think, this the week that's just gone. So I'm sure it was Sarah that had the triathlon. So yeah, there she is. Up at the moment, leading the pack of the D-Cats with M Rivers, Craig Swan. Who we've got there? Is that Emma Price? Emma Price is just there as well at 4th place. She had a really strong ride last week as well. Got a podium with the riders. Craig Swan doing a bit of a sprint to try and keep up, and there they go. They're now at that Petitcom stage as well. So so good for them. So far, so good for everyone. Let's move back over to how things looking over at the C-Cat. The A-Cats. We've got ECW. Mike Goff has now pulled away with 6 seconds on the other 2 riders already. I say already at 6 kilometers already. So actually got 4 kilometers to go. This is going to be a potentially quite short finish for the A-Cats for sure. But yeah, and we've got Dickie Herbert that's just dropping out off back as well within the in that category. If we go over to the Bs, we've got, there we go, apologies. We've got our Blizzard that's now got 15 seconds on that group, and they're just coming to the base that climb. So we're 5 kilometers in as well. And he is catching back up with some of the A category riders as well. But there we go. Up we go. And we say we've got Ant Allnott that's now on his own as well. And then Andrew Graff. And then a little group of riders, including Russ Miller. C. McPartlin. And John Grimsdale is in amongst that group as well, as they're just getting up to that climb. Craig Scott just kind of dropping off the bat there, but hopefully for Craig he will be able to latch on, and away he goes. So yeah, that is the B categories. So what we're going to do, move over to the C's, and once we've done all this we will bring, hopefully excuse me, C category then. We have Kay Hagelberg, Jay Maguire, S. Harris, Angel Laycott still bossing it with them, and Pete Brunton. Top 5 there. Then we have another Hannah Sheen with Brack, no relations. Just losing touch there with Hannah. Cole, no. Matt Whitaker there. Jay Broomfield, just to name a few. And if you are in chat, say hello, say who you're rooting for. If you are riding, if you are taking part, let me know. You know, so we maybe can get and find you in stream. Always good to try and find some riders. All that jazz. So let's say, because of the nature of the course, you know, it is pretty much just what it's not much in terms of tactics, as it's more just a case of, like, you know, riders burying themselves until the very end, but it's still be nice to know how riders are doing. All right, so we've got SB there with Mark Rivers just jumping back on. Emma Price still in there in 3rd now, pushed away past Craig Swan. And we've got S Rose chilling out the back there with Chris Reed a little bit further back. Nigel and Lee Arnold there. Got a company, at least, these 2 riders, which is good for them. So yeah, that is with the D's. So let's get ourselves back onto the A-Cats for now. We will then cover a little bit on the regards of points and positions and how everyone is doing in terms of that. Just give me a second. Once it catches up, hopefully. Oh, interesting development on the ACATS. So we had Mike Goff that was ahead. I don't know if Mike's had a technical or something, but he is now 6 seconds from the back of ECW, which is a bit of a surprise, but yeah. So let's go for talking of the standings wise then. So in point wise then we've got Mike Goff there 407. Let's see, it's the best of best two races out of the four, because it's a four race series. So it's the best two races when it comes to the point standings, and that includes the accumulation of their sprints, points, and all this kind of jazz. So that is the kind of crack anyway when it comes to the points standings. We've got Mike Goff there in first, Dan Collins second, Unknown in third, Johnny Simpkins there in fourth. The only actually the second interestingly, second, third and fourth are all separated by 3 points, so that should be interesting to see how that point standings could stand or could end after today. And then into the GC competition itself, again Mike Goff there at the lead with 2 minutes on Dan Collins. I do not see ECW amongst the group, so unfortunately for him he's not going to make any time. But then we've got Johnny Simpkins and Dan Collins, so that would be the race for second and third. And at the moment Dan Collins is winning that with Johnny just 7 seconds back there from Dan Collins there. So currently looking like that second place is quite secure. James Parks as well, further excuse me, further 24 seconds there it looks like on Johnny. So looks like first, second and third anyway in the GC competition. Say looks secure, but looks at least like we should know what that standing looks like at the end of that. Going back to the front there, 18 seconds now. ECW has got on Mike Goff. So yeah, he's definitely bossing it with 2.5 kilometers to go to the finish. So already getting to the end there, which is really impressive. So looking at the BCAT standings then, what we'll do, hopefully we do that. So looking at the BCATs then, we've got Russ Miller leading the points competition there quite comfortably. He really did work hard with the points and everything on the point stages with regards to the sprints and all that. So he's really done a good solid performance there. Currently still sitting 5th, so that could still help out. He is in line with Colin McPartlin, which is probably who he's marking there, just to make sure that he doesn't lose touch or any kind of points there regarding the point standing. In terms of GC competition then, he says, if it comes up, boom, there we go. So in terms of GC then, so yeah, Russ Miller and Dean Neville. I think Dean, I'm going to say unfortunately, but Dean got promoted to the A category, I believe. His next competition then is John Grimsdale, who is a further 18 seconds behind. And then Andrew Graff. So is Andrew in amongst here? So currently Andrew is up here and looking like he's 28 seconds on John, which will secure him that 3rd spot in the GC competition if Andrew can maintain that pace going up to the finish there. Blizzard, I don't. Oh no, Richard Blizzard. Interestingly, Richard Blizzard. Here we go. Is currently 5 minutes off of the top spot, and at the moment 39 seconds. So I don't know what we're talking. 7k. So he's got so Richard's got 3 kilometers to go. It's a lot to ask for, but he definitely could be jumping up the standings a little bit at least. So potential there for a nice little surprise for Rich our Blizzard there as we come to that series. So moving over then to the C categories, then we'll go for the C points. So Ben Pasalia, Carl Proctor and Jim Cousin there, first, second and third. So Carl, where did we see where Carl was? Currently, where are you, Carl? You're in here somewhere, aren't you? Hang on, I'm on the wrong person, aren't I? Right. Oh no, I'm in the right. So where are we? Where are you, Carl? There you are. So Carl's there. Next closest competition for Carl was Jim Cousin. And where are you, Jim, in amongst all this? Can't see ya. Potentially maybe a little bit further up. But can't see at the moment. Let's make sure I've got the right riders. Our Parry, Pete Brunton up there. Let's go first place. So S. Harris, catching on the back of T. Chanel there. Probably the B Cats. Angela Laycock, 14 seconds from that. Jack Maguire as well, and then Pete Brunton just a little bit further back there as well. So yeah, that is kind of like how it's shaping up anyway with the C's. We just go for GC time for the C Cats. Again, Ben Pasalia, I've not seen him anywhere in the race, potentially not racing today. However, Harry McMillan as well, not seen him either. Pete Brunton is the only rider that I've seen in the top spots at the moment that's actually riding. So potentially for Pete, this could be a good win for him, or a good jump to the top spot at least for that final spot. For the top spot at least anyway. And Jack Maguire as well, who we did see with Angela Laycock, could also be jumping up a few spaces. While we're talking actually of the women and that, so the points categories for the female competition, then Angela Laycock is in the lead with Tessa Muir and Eva Newton. A few other riders there. Sarah Bennett, SB, I believe that's who SB is. Amongst, but I believe Sarah's in. And then S. Harris, no, it's not amongst there. So the GT times over for the female, a little bit different because obviously the way the course is, the way it's ranked is off the females first, as in the category, then their time and stuff like that. So Angela Laycock as well in the lead for that, and having a really strong race today from Angela. Moving over to the D categories then, let's just grab the Ds. Nope, not that one. Hang on a second. Too many screens. D category then. So we have got, I think, Craig Swan. Yep, he's amongst the Ds. Currently, SB, Sarah Bennett there, with Rivers still working well together. Nearly at the 6 kilometre mark, so almost there. And then we've got Emma Price as well, Craig Swan, just catching back on, Chris Reed and a few others. And then looking at the CC time-wise, Marty Gerard, unfortunately I don't see on today. James Littlewood, again, can't see him amongst this. It could be that I'm missing him. Andrew Irwin, I think I saw an Irwin. Did I see Andrew somewhere? Possibly, maybe not. I don't know. Let's end Norton. Okay. Cool. A few riders not on. Craig Swan, I believe, is the next rider that I can see. So yeah, wonderful stuff. Right, let's get back to the front of the pack anyway. Just give me a second. ACAT, see what's happening with the A's. And I realised while I was talking, I didn't even have their screen on. There we go. Right. A's back in yet or not? Come on, A's. There we go. I'm getting myself confused here. Give me a second. ECW. Wow, 200 meters to go. 200 meters to go. Look at that. Good timing. Yeah, I'm definitely checking that you are looking at the same screen I am, because that would be embarrassing. So yeah, we've got 10 kilometers, I believe. That is almost it. The start of the com itself, or the 10Ks, is a little bit further back, so, or a little bit further forward, so they'll be getting to that point soon. But yeah, and actually, even more so, Dickie has also taken over from Mike Goff, interestingly. I don't think it's enough to do any kind of upset to the GC, because I do know that Mike was 2 minutes on Dan Collins. But yeah, so interesting. But there we go. We should be getting close to that banner at some point. I think the problem is that because the banner is virtual, it's gonna I may not be able to see it. So I've got to trust the numbers that the riders are giving, and assume that ECW isn't going to be going for the full Ven while he's done the first 10Ks, and he's going to be going towards the end. So hopefully I am right in my assumption, but we can look at the live times to get an understanding of where everyone is and how everyone is doing. Which is all messed up at the moment. Let's see. So yeah, we should be getting to that point now where we are getting through that finish line. I'm pretty sure of it. Where's my mouse? There it is. Give me a second. But overall, a really good, I'm not just saying it because I think it's been a good series and a successful one. For riders that are listening in later on or whatever, just a little bit of an advertisement. The Dirt Race series is coming up. Be great if I get a few more riders that can want to take part in that, because it will help out us being able to field teams, because the way it's structured, it's a little bit more, the categories themselves are a bit more, they're a bit more tighter, as in, so it makes it fairer racing. But the issue that we face is that we don't have enough riders for that category. I'm not able to field a team. So please, if you are interested in racing for the Dirt Race series, which starts a week tomorrow, let us know, and I will get a team together. I think I've got enough for a Sapphire team at the moment. I guess, unless you know the category system that it's being used for, it's kind of hard to understand what that looks like. But yeah, but here we go. We've got we can now see actually on the screen now anyway, on the map in the top right, there's the banner there, so we know that's the finishing point. So yeah, just over 30 minutes, getting to around about 35-minute marker. We've got ECW, who has just managed to diesel his way through to the top spot of this race today. You know, at one point we was thinking that that Mike was going to get the was going to win this. He had got a comfortable lead initially to start with, and then unsure of why, but he has dropped back. He's dropped back to a minute, in fact. So yeah, unsure of what's happening with Mike today, or if it's just you know, or you know, let's not take it away from these other riders. These other riders could have just had a better day today, and this is their forte. And this is the point where we're trying to bring in these climbing ones as well, because Zwift, you know, I'm not saying it's Zwift's fault, but you know, Zwift does seem to cater more for kind of punchier riders with their courses. You know, you don't get many of these kind of real climber courses, so it's part of the reason why we throw in these type of courses every once in a while is to showcase those that are the mountain goats, you know, and who can whose forte are this, because the punchier courses sometimes, you know, you can manage to hold on to the draft on the key points, save the watts, and off you go. Whereas, you know, a race like today, it is purely down to the kind of the rider's ability. They're kind of you know, if they are strong climbers, this tends to be the ones that showcase that for sure. So that's why we kind of tend to throw these ones in every once in a while to give the riders the opportunity to flex. So yeah, so ECW still pushing out 5 watts per kilo all the way to the very end for a very strong, commendable and well deserved first place there within the A categories. So well done to him. And then we have Dickie but just coming in now, wearing the infantry jersey. Mike Goff a little bit further back, and then Ian Evans with Joe Purbach and Johnny Simpkins there coming in. So this could be an interesting finish. See if Johnny can keep with him. What's he got? 108 beats per minute, so he's definitely in the red. 196 there for Joe. Some of the riders there moving across in positions and that, so it suggests that they've got these controllers and that, which allows you to position yourself on the road. Go on, Johnny. See if you can keep with these riders. That'd be great. We do also have coming up next week is the Inter-Services. Women's are first up on a Wednesday evening. 3 races back to back, very similar to the Army Champs. So it would be the Army, Navy and Air Force. That will be streamed as well. Hopefully I'll be able to have a good stream for that. But yeah, there we go. So Johnny looks like he's just dropping back though. So let's keep tabs on Ian and Joe, see what happens with them for a finish. Well, that's a nice photo. Let's take a photo of that. But don't mind me, I'm just taking pictures. So 162, 195, Joe. It must be. I know that if I was doing 194 and 19 in the 19 is I'd be tasting metal right now. So for Joe, if he's been keeping this up, I saw it not so long ago that he was there. For him to still be bossing that that heart rate and being able to just still put in some orange numbers. Very impressive. So let's see what happens between these two riders, shall we, for that final, for that One, two. I know Dickie Herbert's already got through, so this will be for a full spot. Joe's going. That. Well done, Joe. 190. Oh, very strong there. 200 beats per minute. Oh dear. But it's done enough to get 7-8 seconds over Ian Evans there. What a strong finish there from Joe. Well done. Brilliant stuff. And straight to the stop. Right, let's go over to the Bs there. We've got our Blizzard still and amongst there. Coming up to 10.5k mark, so getting to the end is nearly in sight. Andrew Graff has managed to leapfrog and Orna. C. McPartlin, Callum, just 40 odd seconds on Russ Miller. So unfortunately, I think Dean, I say unfortunately, but for not unfortunately as such, but Dean promoted. So John Grimsdale would be the next closest competition to Russ Miller. Currently he's sat there. In terms of that podium spot was on about earlier on, John was 13 seconds off Russ. Currently, he is 3 minutes down on Rich Blizzard. Is 3 minutes difference there on John, and John is around about 4 minutes 50-ish. So 1 minute 50 still there potential there. So he would need 4:50 our Blizzard to get that spot, I believe. Currently, though, it would seem that Johnny's doing enough to maintain that third spot. Andrew Graff in the same boat as he's second. So actually, if Dean's promoted up to A category anyway, Dean will be in the A cats. Therefore, John will be second, and Andrew would be third currently, I believe. Yeah, like I said, and with. However, if Richard can manage to get another minute 40-ish seconds, minute 50 on John, then that could secure a podium spot for a Rich. But what a great effort there from Rich Blizzard there, though, for really showcasing his strengths on the hills for sure. Really strong effort. Nice to see that riders are congratulating each other as they're getting across the line, and that it's definitely it's definitely a tough course tonight. Can't sugarcoat it. You know, and I'm sure I'm a less than popular person right now, but yeah, riders have really dug deep today, and yeah, commendable for sure. So yeah. 100% really good effort from everyone. And as we're just watching there, Rich making his way to that finishing line. 3 minutes 26. on John. So looks like John will maintain at least that podium spot unless anything funky happens, which I'm sure it won't. So yeah, all in all, very good, strong effort there. I believe that's an A category rider that's just coming up to Rich there. Well done to Rich. Really strong ride effort from him. So, and then Andrew Graff closed in quite a bit, really. He was he's had a pretty strong finish as well. And then Ant Allnut, not mentioned there, looking like coming third in the B categories race at least. So yeah, good stuff. Right, let's move over to the C categories. S. Harris, which I don't see on any of the standings at the moment. S. Harris. No, I'm not getting anything there. Live is all messed up right now. Yeah, S. Harris, 2 minutes 35 there. Unfortunately, I don't got any data on S. Harris in terms of their standings currently, which would suggest, I don't know, that they even haven't registered, or they're just not in the top 10 anyway, at least with regards to the standings. But yeah, really strong ride from him. Jack Maguire there now in second with Angel Laycock in third, and just 20 seconds away from Carl Hagelberg and Pete Brunton just sitting on there. Who's this? Oh, right, okay, it'll be a B category rider that he's riding with currently on the road. So yeah, Pete Brunton then, yeah, potentially could be jumping up. Actually, or Jack Maguire, let's see what's the difference there. It's around about 2.5 minutes ish, isn't it? So where's Jack? There's Jack, and Pete's 1 minute behind. We've got about 1 kilometre to go for them. And we work up to S. Harris, just coming through now, and another really strong finish there from S. Harris. I don't know why saying that, Phil. Should I? We're in the C's, aren't we? Give me a second, please. I just need to find. Someone says that, and kind of get a little bit worried. Okay, looks like he's okay. He's messaged anyway. So yeah, anyway, we've got S. Harris there just coming in. Thank you, guys. Hopefully that wasn't too much of a killer for you guys. Really strong ride from both Johnny and Joe there. Yeah, absolute boss towards the end. And yeah, Joe, what an impressive sprint finish there on that climb. But no, I'm glad you guys say enjoyed it. But yeah, I appreciate your thanks. Thank you very much. So yeah. We just saw S. Harris coming through there. Jack Maguire's just coming up as well. And then we've got Angel Laycock just coming up to that bridge section of the course. And the bridge there kind of signifying that final kind of stages of the course as well, which is which will be a relief for a lot of these riders. So yeah, no, a really strong ride from everyone. Unfortunately, I would like to put up Swift Power and show results, but it's not giving me the results that we need right now. It's I don't know why. It's a little bit messy. Oh no, we're getting something through now. Yeah, we're getting some stuff through now. So what we'll do, who are we on? We've got that, so let's go pip, pibbly pip. So we have, if you can see the screen, Ed with the win for the ACATs, and then we have Dickie Herbert there second, Mike Goff in third, Joe Purbrock in fourth, and Ian Evans in fifth. Johnny Simpkins in sixth, James Park seventh, Dan Collins eighth, and Rob Ferg in ninth. I think at the moment that's all we've got. The live is not working as intended. It's only got a few riders on there. I'm not sure why. Reassuring is that at least we have race results coming through. It looks like we've got for the Bs, we've got Rich Blizzard there. We saw him come first, with Andrew Graff third, Anthony second, Andrew and Anthony Hall not third. Callum McPartlin there in fourth, Russ Miller in fifth, and John Grimsdale there in sixth. Don't worry too much about the Hujima flips, the trophies and stuff like that. That's just all, yeah. We've registered as Harris there. Yep, coming first in there. So, yeah, all really wonderful stuff. Let's move over. Let's get back onto who we're watching. So SB there. Currently 8 kilometers of the race complete, coming to 9 kilometers. So they're coming to that last 2 kilometers now for SB. Really bossing it hard. Really working hard there. And credit goes to the D categories as well. This isn't a nice course for anyone, but they are still sticking with it. They are still powering through. I know that I would be definitely questioning my life choices right now. So the fact that they are still going for it, still working hard all the way to the finish is obviously much credit to them riders, to everyone, in fact, that took part. But yeah, really good work from everyone. And we're just catching there. So Angel Aycock coming through for the third spot. Another really strong ride from Angela. Has managed to, I think Carl was catching on to Angela, but seems to be just enough to get the last of the podium for this race. Pete Brunton only 4 seconds, so potential there, maybe for an upset towards the end, but I don't know. I think again Carl may have just done enough to get that spot at 4th place. I think he has. You know, when you're that close to the line, you kind of will definitely be gutted if you get pipped that close to the line. So yeah, there we go. And Pete Brunson in for that 3rd spot. So, or for that 5th spot. So yeah, well done to Pete. And there we go. Right. Move over again. See if we can capture any B-Cat riders while we're just checking on who we got. Oh. Just noticing there, Angela. I was watching you sneaking up. Yeah, we saw that as well. Who we got? Tom Dobson. So what are we on with the B-Cat? So I've got that wrong, didn't I believe. Let's go see. Ah, too many screens, Kevin. Too many screens. No, no. Yeah, so Tom Dobbo just coming into the end there. Rich Barrett. There we go. There we go. There we go. Just looking, there's a few riders that are still paddling away. ACeRS is still, I'm sure if they're just having a cool down. I'm just watching one of them still spinning their legs. Oh, what we got here actually? Let's move over. What we watching? Our Rich Barrett. Right. Interesting little development. What we got? Carl Proctor, Carl there. Tom Dobbo just there. Hannah Sheen just there. So what we got? So looks like Carl's got 17 seconds on. Oh no, not Dobbo. Sorry, D Thomas. So looks like that Carl will get will have 13 spot. He seems to be pulling away nicely, but Hannah is closing in on D Thomas with not so much to go. See how this looks. Got a few more riders back here that are quite close, so it'll be interesting to see how they finish. If anyone decides to do a Joe and put the hammer down. Let's keep an eye on Hannah and Thomas and D Thomas. You notice some of these riders are from that aren't on the screen on the right that are on here. They will be from the other categories. That's all that's doing. But Hannah is now on the wheel. Carl seems to be pulling away, so Carl looks safe. 15 seconds. Hannah's now caught D Thomas, has come back and has gone round for now. Let's see what D Thomas does in response. Kind of very much neck and neck at the moment. Really spinning hard, 100 revs per minute. Whereas Hannah is sitting around about a 90. Meanwhile, Mike, is he closing in? 6 seconds, possibly. Jamie Simeon as well. I think riders are starting to race each other coming to this end here, which potentially could mean that they are clawing back in. But Hannah has passed D Thomas, 2 seconds now. Now D Thomas needs to make sure that this little battle here between James and Mike don't end up becoming part of that. And he's at risk of it because 6 seconds. It was 6 seconds. Now it says 9. That's weird. And 8. No, there you go. 4 seconds. Yep. Drop to feather. That, I tell you what, that is some discipline there. Like, I would have dropped that feather like on the first incline, and the fact that Mike has saved that feather for the end, and I bet unfortunately Jamie's probably gone, oh man, had a little like shucks to himself, which is, but what that's meant is that okay, Mike's now feather's done. Needs to keep that power on. He's 3 seconds away. How close are we? This is going to be close. Is it close? I don't know now. No, it might seem to have dropped off a bit. So now, D. Thomas did catch back onto Hannah, but she's now clawed away again. 4 seconds. Looks like Hannah's got this for 14th spot. Carl coming through. Well done, Carl. Expect some abuse in a moment. Hannah through. D. Thomas. And then now what's happening back here? Mike and Jamie. It caught back on. 2 seconds. Old man Evo. Only 5 seconds off of this. So it looks like we've got Mike there. Jamie Simeon, and then, yeah, Evo coming through. Shout out to Suts, who caught me twice after a mechanical. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Well done though, Carl. Really strong ride there. Just move over to the D's. What we'll do, let's get the pit back on. We'll just check on results while we're watching SB. Coming to the finish. Excuse me. Right, we already mentioned about the A's. We've got the B's coming through. And Dobbo, we just caught Tom crossing the line just then. As Harris, we've seen Carl just witnessed, didn't we? With Hannah Sheen, Darren Thomas, Mike Troblock, Jamie Simeon, and Darren Evans coming through the line just then as well. Really good stuff all around. At the moment, yep, so SB will be the first across the D. So we'll try and we'll wait out until we get to SB crossing the line for the D categories, and then I think we'll call it there for the stream. But really great ride. You know, I do feel for some of these riders that are going to be on their bike for over an hour, but they are really bossing it tonight and really working hard. And you've got to be in it to win it, haven't you? I know it's easy for me to say while I'm sat on my chair talking away, but yeah, 100%. Really good work and good ride from everyone. So just talking about the inter-services then. So yeah, next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday is the first in the inter-services race with a female competition. There will be a team selected, and then as well as that, there will be, but there'll be a support race. So for any female riders that aren't part of the actual army team, they can do the support race and that as well if they choose to do so. Same for the open category, which will be the week following. Same format. There'll be an army team, and then the inter-services competition itself, and then a support race running alongside exactly the same courses, but just running alongside it. Okay, so there'll be two kind of different pens for that stuff as well. Looking ahead, actually this Wednesday I need to create the event, but this Wednesday will be the Wednesday Sports Afternoon Social. Going to put in a training program this time, yeah, we're going to do like a bit of a training ride and use one of the programs there to do that. And then we've got the community races coming up Tuesdays, so again, please jump in, say you want to ride, and we can help you get to where you need to be with that. And then and that's kind of it really. That's the once the army champs is over with, that, oh sorry, the inter-service champs is over with, that is it for like the kind of e-racing season to an end until October, November time this year. So yeah, but I will look at creating a the Monday Military Madness series again, but that being more kind of open to everyone. It'll be one category for all, but we'll maybe put in a little bit of a competition. But it's open to everyone, regardless of membership and all that jazz. But we'll do it like once a month, so people that are still Swifters, like myself as well, that don't get much chance to get out actually onto the road, but still can be indoors as a bit of a friendly competition. We will still as well, as long as the interest is there, keep running the Wednesday sports afternoon social. We'll look at if there is interest and there's enough to do 2 sessions of that. So one for the actual, the typical sports afternoon time, but also one in the afternoon / evening for riders. I'll give you some now. Cheers, Carl. So we'll try and look at if there is enough interest to do a evening one on the Wednesday as well for that sports afternoon social ride. But it's a lot of it's down to interest. Not saying it's a huge amount of work, but there is work involved in getting everything like this up and running. So as long as there's interest and people are willing to do it, and equally if people want to just help out, be ride leads, organise the evening ones, for example, then please give me a shout. I'll show you the ropes. I'll show you what I do, and how we get the stuff created and all that jazz, and we'll go from there. But yeah, definitely. Even though it's going to be the off season for indoor racing, there's still going to be stuff on throughout the year and up until the Army Cycling E-Race Series Autumn 26 starts, which will be very similar format, but there'll be 6 races, and then Army Champs into December, and then Winter Series 27 in about a year's time. So we'll keep that kind of format for now. We'll put out a survey at some point, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, just to get an idea of how we can improve the series, what you'd like to see less of, more of, categories. Yeah, we'll try and cover as much stuff, time, day, all that jazz, okay? And then we will take that information on board, and whatever kind of is the most popular responses and stuff like that, we'll go for that. And so please engage with that when we put that out there, because if you don't engage with it and that's your opportunity to have a say, and if you don't engage with it, then we can't make any changes, and we don't know what the issues are and stuff like that. But we need obviously a lot of the same kind of stuff. They're always the contentious of being sorry, I'm giving my words. Come on, England, Aussie. So when it comes to dates or the day of the week and the time of the week and stuff like that, we have to go with the majority, because that just makes sound reason. We want people to, if the majority want it on a Wednesday evening, for example, then we will change it to a Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday sports afternoon or whatever. Okay, but if the majority are going, no, we still like it on a Monday evening, then we'll do it on a Monday evening. If people say we don't want this category system, we like the old category system, for example, then we'll go to the old category system. If riders are like, we don't want the sprint KOM stuff, then we'll remove it. But we have to go for them. If the majority of people are saying one thing, then we have to go with the majority when it comes to organising this series. And I know it's a lot of waffle, but yeah, I generally don't just guess. I try and do things based off what the majority feedback is. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. And look at that, we're kind of just bringing it on nicely now to where we've got SB coming into the finish for the D-Cats. Really strong effort from SB. I'm pretty sure it was Sarah that was talking to us last Wednesday, in fact, on the sports afternoon social, was saying that she was doing a winter triathlon or something the weekend just gone. So equally impressive if this is the same person that's done that and that is now put in a commendable effort up the 10 kilometers of the Ven top route. So yeah, there we go. So I think that's it now then. Like I said, I was going to wait until DCATs get across the line. Sorry for the other DCATs that we haven't grabbed you all just yet, but you're all getting there and should hopefully be there fairly soon. So yeah, really strong effort from everyone. Again, thank you for watching. The next time probably be on here will be for the inter-services for next Wednesday. So hopefully we'll capture a lot of you here cheering on the your service team. Hopefully, or if not, you'll be riding it in some capacity, be it for the army team itself or as a support rider. But yeah, I think that'll be all for now. Enough of my waffle. I hope you all have a good night. I hope the legs will recover well, and I will speak to you all soon. Have a good night. Bye bye.